welcome to my Dinner Made Easy show. I'm Erin Chase from $5 Dinners, and every Wednesday I share a dinner that is super easy to make. So this one is spinach artichoke chicken. This recipe is, I like to call it dinner crack because it's really so good. You know how like when you're eating spinach and artichoke dip at a party, you just can't stop eating it? Like really, you can't stop eating it. Well, this dinner is basically the same way. We're just adding a little protein and modifying the spinach dip just slightly so that it can sit in the slow cooker for, I would say 6 hours with this recipe. I want you to make this one for 6. This is basically chicken breast, spinach artichoke dip on top in the slow cooker for 6 hours, and then you can leave it on the warm setting. If, a couple notes about this before we get started with the recipe, if you have a slow cooker that runs hot, and what I mean by that is if you have a slow cooker that tends to dry out meat, then you definitely do not want to do this on high, and you might want to add an extra quarter, half cup of just water or chicken stock to this to help it stay nice and humid inside of the slow cooker so you won't overcook anything. It won't dry out, and it won't crust or even burn around the edges. If your slow cooker runs hot, that might happen. So add a little liquid. Love for you to share this recipe. Like seriously, this recipe is amazing, and I can't wait to show it to you. And I'm just going to do that now. So I'm going to flip the camera over. So this is what we got. Maybe I'm just not seeing the comments to scroll through. Chicken, I'm doing 3 large. You could do 4 small. The recipe is on the video. Salt and pepper, right on top, and a little garlic powder too, because garlic never hurt a meal like this. Just like that. It's really dark. I'm going to turn the light on. Is that better? Whoa, hello everyone. That's better. Did not realize it was so dark in this part of my kitchen over here. All right, spinach artichoke chicken is what we're making. 4 small or 3 large chicken breasts are going into the base of the slow cooker with garlic powder, salt, and pepper. In this lovely bowl right here, I have softened cream cheese. It just makes it easier to stir. If it's still a little bit clunky, chunky when you put it in, that's okay. It will melt per se in the as you cook everything. I'm going to do a cup. I'll measure this. I'm going to do my palm. That's a lot. A cup of Parmesan cheese. So that's an 8-ounce block of cream cheese. A cup of Parmesan cheese. This is one of the things I love about this. I'm going to add a smidge more. I didn't fill that all the way up. One of the things I love about this is that it's really quick to put together in the morning. Like if you're running around trying to get out the door, you could still probably squeeze. This will only take about 5 minutes to get together into the oven. So there's that. We're also going to mix in 2 cups of shredded mott's. You guys see where this is going. All this delicious dairy. Maybe not the lowest in calories, but full of flavor. All right, this is a 12-ounce jar of artichokes. We need about 2 cups worth, which is about right. You could chop these up more. These will literally, these guys, you can see it, they will literally fall apart into the sauce as it cooks, okay? I'm gonna stir this through, and then I'm gonna add the spinach. I'm just gonna kind of press onto the cream cheese. If you wanted to make this dip the night before, I think you could do that and just leave it in the fridge. Or the dip part, the topping. This is more of a topping than a dip. I think you could do that. It's bright, sunny, and hot here in San Antonio. I don't know what the deal is. I think we skipped the it's going to be cold memo. Or it's winter and it's supposed to be cold memo, I suppose. I'm in a t-shirt today. What's up with that? All right. So, seriously, this is like amazing. Now, this is thinner. It will combine with a few of the juices that the chicken will let out, and it will make this lovely, lovely topping that is going to go onto this chicken. All right. Here we go. Now I'm going to add this frozen spinach. I am not going to cook this because it's going in the slow cooker, but if you wanted to warm this up first, you could. It's going to make for a very chunky sauce. I'm really just doing this to save myself a little time, and partly because I'm feeling a little bit lazy and ran out of time because I was putting out a couple fires this morning. Not really literal fires, but, you know, figurative fires. So I ran out of time to do that ahead of time, but you could cook this, but it's, again, just like the artichoke heart, it's gonna melt all together as it slow cooks the day away. So I'm gonna put this in for 6 hours on high. My slow cooker does have a warm setting. I totally said that wrong. 6 hours on low, I apologize. Slow cooker, 6 hours on low. And then I'll leave it on the warm setting. So mine is a slow cooker that automatically switches to the warm setting. If you're gonna do, I would not, if you have a slow cooker that runs hot, I would add a little bit of liquid to this. If you need to cook it longer, I would add a little liquid as well if you wanted to cook it on low for 8 hours. Like if you have a schedule where you're literally gone for 8, maybe even 10 hours. I have not tried to cook this on 10 hours, so that you do that at your own risk. Yeah, I think that you could do this on low for 8 hours and maybe 10, but I prefer to do this 6 hours without having to add any liquid. So this is just gonna go right in. Oh, Jessica, that's terrible. Jarred or canned, all the way, girl. All the way. All right, so just scraping this all out. It's nice and chunky right now, but it will get very, very, very melty, just like you would expect with a spinach artichoke dip. And it just goes on top. High for 6 hours. Then switch to warm. Low, if you're going to do low again for 8 to 10 hours, I would add a little liquid. If your slow cooker runs hot, I would add a little extra liquid as well. Okay, quick recap of this deliciousness. You guys can see that okay? Thanks for sharing this, those who have shared. Please do so. This, again, is so easy. You saw how quick that was for me to put together. Easy enough to put together, simple enough to put together, even on a busy, busy morning. While you're trying to get ready and run out the door. So let me do a quick recap. This is slow cooker spinach artichoke chicken. We had either 4 small, I did 3 large chicken breasts in the base of the slow cooker. Seasoned with salt and pepper and a little garlic powder. Just for kicks, not for kicks, for a little extra flavor. Right onto the chicken. Then in a bowl, we mixed together a cup of Parmesan cheese, 2 cups of shredded mozzarella cheese, 8 ounces of cream cheese, 2 cups of artichoke hearts. You could do canned or jarred. I would drain them. As well as about 10 ounces of frozen spinach. All that gets mixed together into a chunky sauce, chunky dip, that will form more into a dip as it slow cooks the day away. I would recommend, yes, slow cook this one on low. Sorry, Ray, let me clarify that. I would slow cook this one on low for 6 hours. If your slow cooker runs hot, you might want to add 1/4 to 1/2 cup of chicken stock or water. If you need to cook it on low for 8 hours or 10 hours, depending if you have a work schedule that calls you away from the house that long, then you might want to add a little extra water now. So I have the recipe linked here on the this video. Definitely check it out. You can go print it off from the website. And if you're catching the replay of this video, please go and please share this and like this so other people, the other friends of yours will see it. Rebecca, hello friend. Yes, this is a main dish. I would serve this with a salad, maybe some dinner rolls, and we've got a great simple meal. So chicken underneath that you cannot see if you're just joining. This is a main dish, chicken underneath, and then a modified spinach artichoke dip from a typical recipe. It's a little bit drier than that because we have a lot of liquid coming from the chicken, but that's what we're making in the slow cooker. On low for 6 hours, add a little extra water or broth if you need to do on low for 8 or 10 hours, or if your slow cooker runs hot. Let me know how you guys, if you make this another night later this week or next week, let me know how you like it. I will be back in a little bit for a daily dish show. I'll do that actually a little bit afternoon, maybe around 1 o'clock today. I have another commitment at noon today. And then next week, I'll be back with another Dinner Made Easy show in the morning on next Wednesday. Okay, one other thing I wanted to add about this, since we're talking more about Instant Pot recipes, I would not make this an Instant Pot. I would not try to convert this to the Instant Pot because dairy does not play well It does not behave well when cooked in a pressure cooker. So do not try to make this in an Instant Pot. If you were going to make it in any other thing besides a slow cooker, I would suggest making it in a heavy saucepan or Dutch oven type dish on the stovetop. I would brown the chicken and then add the dip, put the lid on, and let it cook over low heat for 20-30 minutes to let the chicken cook through and the sauce warm through. All right, Jamie, go get your artichokes, and I can't wait to hear how you enjoy this recipe, and we'll talk to you guys again soon.